Rebecca and I'm going to be taking you through our cooking demonstration today. So we're going to be doing one of the recipes from one of our Baker Institute cookbooks, and like you would expect, those cookbook recipes follow along the same principles that we've been talking about in sessions 1 and sessions 2. So what we're going to be doing today is a curried cauliflower with chickpeas and a yogurt raita dressing. So I'm going to talk about how that recipe meets our plate guide, and then we'll actually get started with the cooking. For that half vegetable component, we've got the main option here being our cauliflower, but also the cucumber that's going to go into our raita dressing and the herbs that are going to be part of our vegetables as well. Then we've got the onion, our garlic and our ginger being part of our vegetables, as well as the canned tomatoes, and these here are a low salt option. Then for our protein option, we've got our chickpeas, but also the yogurt in the raita contributing to our protein. We then have our carbohydrate option, which is going to be either something like these convenient quick cup options, basmati rice being a good low GI option. It could be a brown rice for a bit more fibre, or it could be a whole grain wrap. So something like these, which are a good high fibre option. So they're our main components. And then we've got our flavourings. So obviously being a curry, we've got our curry spices. We've also got a low salt vegetable stock that we'll be using. And of course our ginger and our garlic and our onions and our herbs are going to give us plenty of flavour. And then for our healthy fats, we've got our extra virgin olive oil. And we've also got our nuts down here and our seeds, being our cashews and pepitas. So they're going to be something that's going to provide healthy fats as well as a bit of extra fibre. So let's get started. First up, we're going to chop our vegetables. We're going to start off with our aromatics, so our onion and garlic and ginger. The next step is going to be to chop up our cauliflower. So the finer you chop the cauliflower, the quicker it's going to cook. Also, the finer you chop it, if you have fussy eating kids, the less likely it is to be identified. So we have all of our vegetables ready to go. So what we're going to do first is fry off our aromatics. So we're using our extra virgin olive oil. We're now going to add our onions and cook those until they're soft. The next step is to add our garlic and our ginger. We don't want to add those too early because if they brown too much, they go a little bit bitter, so we typically add them at the end. And then the next step is to add our cauliflower. Once the cauliflower is in, we'll add in our canned tomatoes. The next step is to add our chickpeas, curry powder, and our low salt vegetable stock. So now that all the ingredients are in, we're going to let it sit for between 15 to 20 minutes. You'll want to stir it every 3 to 5 minutes just to make sure it doesn't stick on the bottom. Okay, so while the curry is cooking, we're going to get moving on our raita. So for our raita, we're going to be using a low-fat natural yogurt. We're going to be using a bit of our mint, and we're going to be using some cucumber. So with the cucumber, what we're going to actually do is leave the skin or not even bother to peel it because it'll add a little bit of extra fibre. So now we're going to chop up our cucumber. Chop it as finely or as chunky as you like. It's really entirely up to you. Then we're going to chop up our herbs. We'll chop them fairly finely. And now we've got our herbs and our cucumber ready to go. We're going to add them to our yogurt and just stir it together. So now we're done. Our curry has been cooking for about 20 minutes and it's finished. We've got our raita ready to go. So now we're going to plate up. So here's our curry. This recipe makes about 4 serves if you're feeling particularly hungry. If you've got big eaters, it could feed 6. Now we're going to add our raita. So you can pop that on the side, on top, whatever suits you. And then we've got our garnishes. So we have our coriander, adding a bit of extra flavour. We've got our nuts, adding a bit of healthy fats and a bit of fibre. And we've got our pepitas, again adding healthy fats and fibre and a bit of texture. So that's it, ready for eating.